In this part, we're going to discuss the vocabulary that you need to know to understand the story. So let's get started. Monday dawned, warm and rainless. Dawn means started, warm and rainless. He took some false teeth, still mounted in their plaster mold, out of the glasses and put on the table a fistful of instruments which he arranged in size order. So plaster mold is something that the dentists use. Well, plaster this is plaster, and mold is this thing. For example, that this is a mold, a silicone mold. A fistful of instruments. A fistful means an amount that is that can be held in one's fist. A fist is this, okay? This is a fist. So a fistful is an amount that can be contained in a fist. Now, he wore collarless striped shirt, closed at the neck with a golden stud. Collarless, so is a shirt without a collar. Collar is a part around the neck of a shirt or jacket that usually folds down this way, right? So a men's shirt, they usually have a collar on their shirts. In the dentist in the story was wearing a collarless striped shirt, closed at the neck with a golden stud. So instead of a button, okay, classic button, there was a golden stud. So a stud looks like this, okay. Well, there's all sorts of studs like that can be used on a woman's shirt or men's shirt, right? So all these things are studs. Or for example, you can wear studs right here, okay, or stud instead of buttons, right? Now, pants held up by suspenders. So imagine his collarless striped shirt, closed with a golden stud, and pants held up by suspenders. So it's a little bit old-fashioned, I guess. So these are suspenders. Now you can imagine how the dentist looked like. He was erect and skinny. So erect means upright or vertical, or also can say erect posture. Now, when he had things arranged on the table, he pulled the drill toward the dental chair. So the drill is a tool or machine that is used for making holes. Okay, now he seemed not to be thinking about what he was doing, but worked steadily, pumping the drill with his feet. So pumping would be that movement, right, up and down like this, right? So pumping the drill. So in order to operate the machine, right, to make it work with his feet, he needed to make this movement, right? So he was pumping the drill. Right. When he was looking, right, so he stopped for a while to look at the sky through the window, and he saw pensive buzzards who were drying themselves in the sun on the ridgepole of the house next door. What do you think buzzards are? What is your idea of buzzards? Can you guess what these are? So, any ideas? So buzzards are in fact birds, okay? So this is a bird, this is a buzzard. Okay, so there were buzzards sitting. They were sitting on the ridgepole of the house. A ridgepole is also part of a house or a part of a roof. See, this is a ridgepole. Well, here a little girl is walking the ridgepole, so this might be quite dangerous. But you imagine two pensive buzzards, two birds, sitting in the sun and drying themselves. This is a lovely picture. Okay, the shrill voice of his 11-year-old son interrupted his concentration. So what do you think, what kind of voice it is? Well, a shrill voice is a high-pitched, piercing in tone sound. So this is a voice that is a little bit unpleasant to the ear. Right, so the man wants to know if you pull his tooth. Pull here means to extract the tooth, right? Imagine, so you remove it, right? You want to remove the tooth or extract it because it's too bad. We also have this word bridge. He took several pieces of a bridge out of a cardboard box where he kept the things. Well, you all know the meaning of the word bridge, the city bridge, but in this case a bridge is something that is used by dentists. It's a fixed or removable replacement for one or several, but not all, of the natural teeth. Okay, imagine you need to replace several teeth, okay, several natural teeth. Without hurrying, with an extremely tranquil movement, he stopped pedaling the drill, pushed it away from the chair, and pulled the lower drawer of the table all the way out. I'm not sure whether you know the word drawer. Still let you see the picture. So this is a drawer, and this piece of furniture is called a chest of drawers, okay, because there are several drawers in this one. Right, so let's see. He rolled the chair over opposite the door, his hand resting on the edge of the drawer. So the edge, for example, see, this is the edge of a table, so an edge of a drawer. So the mayor appeared at the door. He had shaved the left side of his face, but the other side, swollen and in pain, had a 5-day-old beard. Swollen is an irregular verb. The three forms would be swell, swelled, and swelled, or swell, swelled, swollen. In this case, this is the third form, past participle form, swollen. So to swell means to increase in size. So imagine the man's face, okay, just one side of his face, the left side of the face, was swollen. So it increase in size. Usually this is what happens when your tooth hurts, right? This might swell. The dentist saw many nights of desperation in his dull eyes. Well, dull eyes in this story means not bright, not vivid. He closed the door with his fingertips and said softly. So fingertips are these parts of the fingers, right? The fingertips, the tips of the fingers, okay? Or tips, a tip of the tongue. Right. While the instruments were boiling, the mayor leaned his skull on the headrest of the chair and felt better. Leaned as the irregular verb, you see. So lean means to incline, right? In this case, he was inclined his skull so to be supported. So there was a headrest, okay? A headrest of the chair. So he inclined his skull, or his head, inclined it. You can also, for example, lean against a chair. Okay, so to be supported by a chair. So leaned. He leaned his skull. Skull basically means a head. Well, or this is a skull as well. And so he leaned his skull on the headrest. So headrest of the chair is this part. Okay. This part of the chair. This is a headrest. The mayor, when he felt the dentist approach, the mayor braced his heels and opened his mouth. Heels, these are heels. And when he braced them, it means that they increased the tension, okay, they made them tight. He increased the tension of his heels. Now, he closed the mayor's jaw with a cautious pressure. So, the jaw is this part, right? This part of your head, jaw. Cautious pressure means careful pressure. Abscess, thing bad that might happen to your tooth. For example, here, you see? Okay, this is abscess of a tooth. So it's infected. This is abscess. Right. The dentist used tweezers, right? Tweezers are these, okay, these are tweezers dentists might use, or you may use it at home. Spittoon, okay, you know the word spit, to spit, probably you've already heard it. Spit, to spit, means to send liquid out of your mouth, okay. For example, you can spit the chewing gum out, or some people spit in the streets, so they send the water out of their mouth. It is not always considered to be polite. And so spittoon is an object that is made to receive the water, the liquids that were in your mouth. So for example, dental unit spittoon. This is tip, as I told you before. Here is a tip of his shoe. So remember, tip, fingertip, so tip of his shoe. Take his eyes off him. So imagine, but the mayor didn't take his eyes off him, means he did not stop looking at him. He was staring at him. It was a lower wisdom tooth. The dentist spread his feet. To spread means to make a wider gap between something. For example, you can spread fingers like this. You spread fingers. Grasped the tooth with the hot forceps. So grasp means take hold firmly. Okay, grasp like this, very quickly and firmly with hot forceps. So this is a type of tool that might be used by dentists in order to pull out the tooth or to extract the tooth. Mayer seized the arms of the chair. So seize means grasp. So again, he grasped suddenly and firmly. He seized the arms of the chair. He was forcing himself, right, to stay in the chair because he was scared. Yes, it was also painful because he did not receive any anesthesia. He felt an icy void in his kidney. A void means empty space or feeling of emptiness in his kidneys. These are kidneys. The dentist moved only his wrist. Okay, so this is the wrist. Rancor is a feeling of deep and bitter anger. The mayor felt the crunch of the bones in his jaw. So crunch is usually a sound. He did not breathe until he felt the tooth come out. So breathe, I just remind you that this is the verb breathe because it's written with the E, but if it's written without E, this is breath and it's a noun, like fresh breath. In this case, it's a verb, breathe. Sweating and panting. So sweating, you may sweat when you do sports, for example, okay? A lot of water on your body means that you're sweating, okay? You might be sweating when you're stressed. And of course, when you're hot. And panting means breathing rapidly, okay, quickly, in short gasps. You may pant when you run. Handkerchief, so this is a cotton handkerchief, and so the dentist gave him a clean cloth. The mayor was trembling, so it means that he was shaking. Maybe he was shaking with anger. As he saw the crumbling ceiling. So it was a very poor building, remember in the story? So that's why he saw crumbling the ceiling. The doctor recommended that he gargle with salt water. So to gargle means to rinse. At the very end, the mayor said something through the screen. So like a screen of the computer or a screen of your TV. But in this case, screen means something different. For example, this kind of thing or this kind of thing. See, is a screen. So it is there to protect you from insects, okay? It's the same damn thing. So exclamation of annoyance, like damn it. Damn it means you're really annoyed, okay? It's a very informal expression. He was expressing how unhappy he was about the situation. When we are unhappy, you say damn it, so damn you, okay? So it means that you're extremely annoyed by the situation. This is it. I hope that you enjoyed the story. I hope it was helpful and you can read the story one more time to make sure you understand every single sentence of it. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!